E ngā manu tātaki o te ao Maori tēnā koutou katoa. E hara te rori o papatū ki manutuke i te wāhi rongonui ki te nuinga. Engari e rongonui ana tēnei huarahi kia Ben Kemp. Koe nei te ingoa o te huarahi i noho aia i a e tamariki ana, me te ingoa o tana kōpai tuatahi i waihangahia ki Tōkio Hapani. I te tuatahi o amātau nei hōtaka no Hapani. I tūtaki atua Stephanie Pohe kia Ben Kemp, kia rongoa ia i te otinga o te tūhonotanga a te Maori me ngā tāngata o Hapani.
Kua waia haere Ben Kemp ki ngā huarahi o Tōkio, anō nei ko Papatu Road kē tēnei ki Manutuke. E toru whakarau ake te tini o Tōkio i te katoa o ngā tāngata o Aotearoa. Kua tūhonotia ngā tikanga noho a te rāwhiti me te uru. He whenua e tutuki nei te auahatanga me te tikanga. A i konei i Shibuya i tūtaki atu au ki te kaiwaiata nei a Ben Kemp.
How long have you been living in Japan?
Gee, I've been in Japan for probably about 4 years now.
Yeah.
Quite a long time.
Are you used to Japanese lifestyle?
I think, you know, growing up in Gisborne is a bit of a shock coming to this where you can see all the people around here. So I'm sort of a country boy. But I think, you know, generally I've got used to it pretty much.
Tell me about this area of Shibuya.
This is like a really sort of central point of Tokyo. Like in the movie Lost in Translation, you know, they show this particular area, this intersection. It's a real sort of focal point for meeting friends and stuff like that, and then you head off to the karaoke bar or whatever you do at the night time.
Pēnā I whakaaro koe he nui ngā tāngata o tēnei taone I te rā, te rohi anō te a tēnei wāhi I te pō.
Tūpapa huana te taone nui o Tōkio I te mahi a te waka me te tini o te tāngata. Hoi e kaha tonu nei a Ben ki te waihanga I wāna ake puoro.
We are Ben Kemp and Uminari. Welcome to our rehearsal in Akasaka, Tokyo. This song is called The Devil and the Saint. Whakarongo mai. Oh love, won't you sing for me your song?
Tell me about the band Uminari. How did you meet the guys?
I used to play on the street. When I first came to Tokyo, I used to play on the street a bit in Shimokitazawa, which is a kind of more bohemian part of town. There are a lot of artists and musicians there, and I was playing on a very sort of rainy night, and I didn't even realise that and part of the people that were watching me, one of them was Koyu, the bass player, and he approached me afterwards, and we met up and we started playing from there.
What does Uminari mean? How did you come upon that name?
Umi means sea, you know, and Uminari actually means the sound of the ocean. So, you know, a lot of my music is inspired by the ocean, you know, particularly down the west coast. Well, it's, you know, forms the essence of the sound that I hear in my head. Fallen heroes and the sweetness of the... I wanted to explore Polynesian Asian fusion because I felt that connection in a lot of the movies and the books that I read, you know, and I wanted to explore that in music. So I've given, for example, Ogata-kun, the flautist, I've given him recordings of like kawoos and different Maori instruments, and he's absorbed those into his flute playing. So his style is very unusual, and we've sort of tried to break down walls a little bit and broaden everyone's musical horizons, you know, within the band.
And do you write the material, or you write it collectively?
Yeah, it's collective. You know, I bring the skeleton, and I like the sort of concept of bringing sort of very Maori influenced bones and dressing it in Japanese cloth, you know, that sort of concept.
E kore e wareware ia Ben tōna tūranga waiwai. Kua whakaingoa tia tāna kōpai tuatahi ki te ingoa o te huarahi e noho ai ia I Manutuke.
I have so many wonderful memories, you know, growing up in Manutuke in Gisborne, and Papatū Road was the name of the road that we lived in. You know, an album is just like a snapshot from the bus window. You know, I think that's where I was at that time and where we were at as a band. And I like that concept of, you know, just putting photographs in the album, you know, and Papatū Road was a snapshot at that time.
Ko te mahi whakaako e utu ana I ngā nama I tēnei wā, engari e hara te moni I te kaupapa matua ki tēnei tangata.
Personally, I feel blessed that I know what I was put on this planet for, you know, and I don't see an end to myself playing music, you know, it's something that I want to do for the rest of my life, and what happens beyond the periphery of my creative process is sort of almost irrelevant, you know. The process of creating is just, you know, such a wonderful experience.
Nā I waimaria Ben ki te hoki mai ki Aotearoa, nā runga tonu I wāna mahi puoro.
We're coming back home in March, and we're going to be touring the North and South Island, and I'm really looking forward to coming home. And I'd just like to send out a big kia ora to my whānau, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all, and lots of big hugs when I see you.
Kei Aotearoa a Ben Kemp me uminari inaia nei e waiata ana. Tirohia te whārangi ipurangi www irakati Ben Kemp, irakati kau irakati NZ mo te roanga ake o ngā whakamārama.